Hi, my loves. Welcome back to the Starscartel channel. If you don't know, I'm Star. The message I heard is, please, baby. Please, please, baby, go to work. Okay. Scripture comes from Testaments of the 12 Patriarchs. Like, Testament of Gad, the ninth son of Jacob and Zilpah. 3 and 1. And now, my children, listen to the words of truth to work righteousness and all the law of the Most High, and do not go astray through the spirit of hatred, for it is evil in all the doings of men. God said, don't ever put yourself in a position to where you are going against what he wants you to do. You know what I'm saying? I can't stunt. Right now, I'm hungry and my mind's spinning. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's not to say that my mind was spinning because I was hungry. I was already hungry. My mind's spinning because I'm broke. And I'm tired of saying it. I can't stunt. I'm tired of saying it. But this is what I signed up for. I knew that, you know, having a car note was going to be like this. But I also know me, and I know that it is much easier for me to, you know what I'm saying, go ahead, drop the money, and, you know what I'm saying, get the car paid for that way than to try to have the money sit in my account, because then it's like, stuff always happens, and I already know. I already know how it is. But anyways, you know what I'm saying? Insurance is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Last time I had to pay for insurance for a car was when I had my truck. And my insurance, it was no more than $150 a month. Baby, $300 just for one? Let alone my bike, you know what I'm saying? Adding my bike to it, that's about $400 a month for insurance, along with my car note. And that's crazy to me, y'all. I can't say it's crazy to me. But I know God got me. I was like sitting up here like, not even, I can't study. I don't even feel like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna do what God wants me to do. I'm gonna do what God commands me to do. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I don't want to say that and give myself the credit of doing a good job of being obedient to God, but you know what I'm saying? I am trying my hardest to be obedient to God and do as he commands me to. But baby, it's hard. I can't stunt. It's hard today because I'm hungry, and I'm like, my mind's spinning about how much, literally, just like, you know. But anyways, God is saying, don't ever get yourself to a point, or allow yourself to get to a point to where you're not doing the work that God wants you to do. Just like the message is, please, please, baby, go to work. Go and do what I asked you to. 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 You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like it don't even have to be nothing like what I do. Even if you are not a prophet or prophetess, and you're not somebody that is a preacher or a teacher, just in your general life. If God is asking you to stand by your spouse, even though at the moment it don't look like that's your spouse, even though at the moment it seemed like they not really rocking with you like that, but God told you to be faithful, and God told you to sit down, and God told you to be good, and you like, man, this don't even seem fair. God said, go ahead and do what he asked you to, and watch him work. Because, you know what I'm saying, I see God perform miracles all the time. All the time I see God perform miracles. All the time. Sometimes I don't even, not even just saying when I say something. Sometimes I literally be in my bed praying to God about situations or about things I have going on, and I see him go to work. And I'm just saying, for whoever this is for, God is saying it don't even have to be a situation where you just constantly pleading and begging God. You know what I'm saying? It could literally just be you being obedient. If God told you he wants you to sit in the house right now, and you literally sitting in the house like he asked you to. God telling you that he don't want you to move on right now, and you say okay, and you don't move on like he asked you to. It could be, you know what I'm saying, a situation where you are standing in obedience to God. You dealing with somebody, they not being faithful to you, and God asks you to be faithful. You being faithful like God asked you to, even though it's not fair. Even though from your perspective, it's not fair. From the way you see things, it's not fair that you're being faithful. You're doing what's right and they not doing what's right by you. God said, watch him work. God said he is going to work a miracle for somebody. He is going to work a miracle for somebody. It is going to come shockingly. It is going to come and it's going to shock you. God said it's not going to be a situation where you're going to have to, you know what I'm saying, just sit around and be in mourning. God said he does not want you in mourning. You know, like sometimes when we go through things like this, it's a situation where the devil is attacking us. But God said he is not going to allow that attack to get to you. And what does that mean? That means that even though the devil is trying to attack you, regardless if it's through circumstance, through finances, through, you know what I'm saying, your heartstrings when it comes to your spouse, God said he is not going to allow the devil to attack you. So that means whatever it is that's going on is going to cease. God will cause it to stop one way or another. And I'm being reminded, even if it's a situation like the first message where somebody, they, you know what I'm saying, they like trying to build a relationship with you while they trying to build a relationship with somebody else at the same time. God said he will cause that other situation to fall apart. It'll go up in flames. Whenever all he got to do is snap his fingers. And when you know all God got to do is snap his fingers, baby, don't stress yourself about whatever the devil is doing. Don't worry yourself about whatever the devil is doing. Don't cause yourself to be in any kind of, you know what I'm saying, grievance behind what the devil is doing, because the devil is going to do what he do. But God said you have to have faith that he got you. You have to have faith that you ain't doing nothing wrong. God isn't punishing you for anything. So why in the world would you feel as though it's going to come to pass? Why in the world would you feel as though everything is going to fall apart? God said he does not want you to ever be able to utter out of your mouth that the enemy won. It should not be a situation where you can utter out of your mouth the enemy won this time. God said, because he already lost. So if God told you that that's your spouse, God told you by name that that's your spouse, God has given you confirmation by dreams that that's your spouse, what makes you think that the devil is going to overpower what God said? If God has told you out of his mouth that he going to take care of you, he going to make sure you good, and it's not going to be a situation to where you're not going to go hungry. You're not going to cease from having a smile on your mouth. You're not going to cease from being filled with joy. Then what makes you think that the devil is going to be able to come in and cause that to happen? That's the message. God said, no. Listen to the words of truth to work righteousness. Listen to the words of truth. The truth is what God is saying. And through what he is telling you, you will be able to work righteousness. If you are deciding to listen to what the devil is saying, and the devil, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's say it's a situation where the devil sends you some kind of dream. If it's a situation where the devil is using somebody to try to mess with you, to put thoughts into your head, to make you believe that something is going to happen that's not going to happen, that God did not say that will come to pass. You know what I'm saying? And I've experienced this, where God will tell me something, and then either someone will say something to go against what God said, or, you know, the devil will try to send me a dream, or the devil will try to send me some kind of message to make me feel as though what God said is not the truth. God said his word shall not tarry. It's not going to perish. It's not going to fall apart. You have to be careful, because people will try to send an evil spirit to you. And when you a child of God, that evil spirit can't really mess with you. The evil spirit cannot cause you any harm. The evil spirit, it's not going to be able to do the kind of stuff that it will be able to do to somebody, you know, that's not a child of God. And if you're not a child of God, that evil spirit can touch you. That evil spirit can actually cause you some kind of harm. It can put thoughts in your mind to make you do things that you're not even supposed to be doing. But if you are a child of God, that evil spirit can only do so much. And, you know, we have to think about it in this way. The same way that angels that are messengers can come down and give messages that God has spoken to us. An evil spirit, you know what I'm saying, which is basically either a demon, which is the seed of an angel, okay, a fallen angel in a person, or you know, a evil, like, you know what I'm saying, a fallen angel. They got the same powers that angels have. You know what I'm saying? The angels, like, they can do that. They can do what angels can do. And you have to think, like, when you think about it that way and you realize that they can do what angels can do, it puts a whole different perspective on sometimes, you know, when you receive something that is not from God. And you will have to get confirmation from God. There are times and there are situations where you have to get confirmation from God. And you know what I'm saying? For some of you, you can already sense it. You can feel it when it's not from God, because you can sense that energy. Because the angel is not going to have bad energy. But a demon will have bad energy. A fallen angel will have bad energy, especially if they are basically sent there to show you some kind of evil that somebody is trying to send to you, or to show you some kind of evil that someone wants you to believe, that someone wants you to think. And I remember one time, I talked about this before, that this witch did something to where she showed up in my dream. Like, she was in my dream and she was talking to me and she was trying to make me angry. And the dream, I was just doing my thing. I think I was just cleaning. I was just minding my own business. And then she popped up out of nowhere and started talking about a bird that had passed away when I was a little girl. My daddy got me this little bird, one of the little exotic birds. It was my little pet. And my mom cut the AC off. It got so hot that my bird suffocated. And it absolutely shattered my heart. I still remember it. I still think of it to this day. You know what I'm saying? And she came in there talking about the bird. She said the bird's name. And it made me angry in my dream. And you know what I'm saying? Now I know that she did this on purpose because she talked about it. Okay, so you know what I'm saying? There are ways that people can do all kind of magic and they can mess with you. So don't think it's a situation where can't nobody mess with you. Don't think it's a situation where can't nobody try to distort what God has spoken to you. I feel like that's confirmation for somebody that received something that was the opposite of what God said. God told you one thing, and you received something that was the opposite of what God said. God said he meant what he said. Okay? And whatever happened, that was an evil spirit that was sent to you. That was somebody sent something to you. Somebody was trying to cause your mind to be distorted. Someone was trying to change what God had already spoken to you. And you know, in reality, even if you saying, I don't know, sis, I don't know, allow everything to fall into place. It's not like you don't have to make any kind of rash decisions based on anything. You can just allow things to happen the way it's supposed to. Regardless, I feel like the basis of this message is do what God asked you to. Regardless to all of that, do what God has asked you to do. God has already given you instructions. So regardless to if, you know, whatever that message that you received, the dream or whatever, God said when it come down to it, he still wants you to do what he asked you to. Because sometimes it could be a situation where we can be around people, places, or things that will have a spirit attached to them and it'll follow us for somebody. And I've talked about this before, where somebody had put something in my house years ago, and I could not understand why the energy was off in the house. My dreams were being funny, and there was a lot of stuff going on. And I cleaned the whole house from top to bottom, and I found this little itty bitty tiny glass eyeball that was in my house. And as soon as I got it up out of there, the energy was gone. You never know what somebody has put on certain things and what is attached to certain things and what's going on. Like, you know, like, and y'all already know, I know, because I dealt with stuff. I already know. It's ways that people can attach a spirit to an object. Simple objects. Something like this. And you know what I'm saying? And you know, for this to have something on it, it would have to be. But like, I'm thinking about like a picture. Like, let's say if somebody has a picture that means something to them, or if somebody have like a letter that somebody wrote to them or something, like it will have to, like something that means something, like, you know what I'm saying, like something that I'm trying to think of, like, you know, but I'm just thinking about how some people have things that it means something to them, or it could mean something to somebody that may have passed on, or it could mean like this is stuff that they could use in witchcraft to attach spirits to it. You know what I'm saying? Because in reality, it was 1555 when I said that too. In reality, it's not a situation where the spirit of that person is there. We know that spirit that went on. But demons will come in replace of that person's spirit and act out things for people. And you know what I'm saying? This is somebody, they didn't attach the spirit to something. And you was around whatever this thing is that have this spirit attached to it. And because you was around it, you were able, like I just felt like it followed you. And especially if this person, like, if they have a backing or a reasoning as to why they have that spirit there or whatever it is, like, you know what I'm saying? But see, the thing about it is, if you're not in the wrong, the spirit can't do you no harm. The most the spirit was able to do was to give you a lie, or to tell you a lie, or to try to manipulate you. But the spirit couldn't touch you because you wasn't in the wrong. And that's for somebody. You were not in the wrong. The only, like, you were not in the wrong. 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 And I'm thinking about, I'm being reminded of this girl was telling a story time about she had dated this guy, and she didn't know it, but he had a girlfriend, and his girlfriend had put together some kind of witchcraft in his bedroom, and she left it in a place where, you know what I'm saying, you could see it but you couldn't see it. He knew it was there and he ignored it. He already knew what she had going on. So first of all, he consented to whatever it is she had in his room. He knew what she was about, and he knew she put it there. He ignored it. And I'm saying that this is important because you know what I'm saying, if it's a situation like that, like, you know what I'm saying, it could be a situation where a man know that a woman is doing some stuff, or he got some stuff, or she got some stuff going on, or he see that the object is there and he just ignored, like, oh well, whatever. Or it could be a situation where somebody else brought it. You know what I'm saying? In the situation with what I found in my house, it was a child that dropped that in there. So you know what I'm saying, neither, you know, me or my ex were paying it any attention, because, you know, we thought it was like a toy or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Until I actually looked at it and saw what it was. I wasn't paying attention to what they had in their hands. But I'm saying, okay, to move on from that, you know what I'm saying, her and him had whatever going on. When she left, she had all kind of occurrences happening to her. But see, the reason these things were able to happen to her is because she was messing with somebody else's man. For somebody, if it's a situation where that's actually your man, they can't touch you. That spirit cannot touch you. That spirit can cause you no harm. That spirit cannot do any kind of evil to you. That spirit cannot, you know what I'm saying? It can only do what it can do. It can only do so much. For some of y'all, it couldn't even really get to you like that. You know what I'm saying? I know a spirit will have a hard time getting to me. All these crosses I have in my room, all these Bibles I have in my room, I don't even know if they would be able to get through the door. You know what I'm saying? Only thing it would be able to do is to try to mess with my dreams from over there. Okay? And I'm just saying, and I feel like for whoever this is for, the spirit couldn't even touch you. It couldn't even touch you. You are not doing anything wrong. You were not doing anything wrong. You did no, like, you did no wrong. So the spirit couldn't really touch you or cause you any kind of harm. But the spirit was trying to send you a message that goes against what God said. God said as long as you are walking in righteousness and you're doing what he tells you to do, no harm can come to you. No evil can come to you. Even as it says, for it is evil and all the doings of men to have the spirit of hatred. Don't go astray through that spirit. So, you know what I'm saying? When it come down to it, this is somebody that have a spirit of hatred within them. But in reality, they can't even, like, whatever it is they trying to send towards you, whatever kind of harm they trying to cause you, it shall not come to pass because you ain't do nothing wrong. Like, you can't put no spell on somebody that, you know what I'm saying, when it's the opposite. This is like somebody trying to put a spell on somebody for cheating, like for taking a man or for being with a man when it's not their man. You can't, like, that's like a mistress putting a spell on the wife. Where they do that at? What kind of grounds does she have to put a spirit on you? What kind of grounds does she have to put a spell on you? What kind of grounds does she have to cause you any kind of harm? She don't have none. It's going to backfire. God said as long as you are doing what he asked you to do, ain't no kind of harm going to come to you. No. God said no harm, no foul. It's not going to come your way because you're not doing anything. You are not doing anything outside of what God commands. And everything that happens on this earth has to pass by God's desk first. Period. He see everything. And the seven heavens and the seven hells. He see everything. It's nothing that's going to happen here that God is not going to check off first. And when it came to whatever this person was trying to send to you, it did not check off because it clashes with what God said. It clashes with what God commanded you to do. It clashes with what God wants you to do. And because it clashes with what God wants you to do, it ain't going to come to pass. Too bad, too sad. Anywho, that's the message. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Deuces.